does in the game at the moment. Definitely
Yeah,
a solid
best of
choice.
everything, simple said.
He does a lot of damage, and damage is always good.
And there's the Parasite. Tank effect, signature hero. Worked in the last series, so why not go for it once more? Now we got Midas. Midas, second pick. I'm calling it. Boom, 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 boom.
Could very well be.
Yeah, what other options do we currently have? We got Ophelia. I know Slab is a big fan of that hero. But obviously the Hellborn team already picked up the Parasite, so you don't necessarily have to pick up the Ophelia this early on.
I think there's a potential we could see a Wild Soul played by Zlept. Wild Soul getting a lot of attention recently, also pretty good at dealing with the Parasite. Good candidate for Outbound, so could see the Wild Soul here. I think that's maybe what they're thinking about.
Yeah, giving it a bit of time here at least. 20 seconds has passed of their full time. It's going to be... What's going to be... What other options are there? What are they really considering here? I mean, it's only the Parasite so far, so there shouldn't be that much to consider, you would think. There's going to be the Pearl. Oh my god.
And we both look like idiots because they want Pearl.
They want the Pearl. Apparently that's better than Midas and the Wild Soul at this point. There's the Lodestone. Now that's a great counter versus the Wild Souls. Could you still see the Legion team pick up the Wild Soul?
Um, I think it's a possibility. However, as you pointed out, Lodestone probably one of the best heroes against Wild Soul. Obviously, the Shatterstorm will take away all of Wild Soul's armor, and thus making him very vulnerable. So, they might not look to pick up the Wild Soul this game.
Hmm. Here we go once again. Gonna take some extra time to think about this third pick. It's the last one before we head into the second banning stage. The options are as follow. I mean, there is... what? I don't even know. I mean, the Clanks is banned, the Tremble is banned every single time. The Tundra, for some reason, is always banned when these two teams play each other as well. And then, of course, the War Beast as well. It's going to be the Hellbringer instead. What? What do we take away from that? Is that going to be mid?
I think it's going to be Zibe playing the Hellbringer, seeing as how they do have the Pearl picked up. And I think we saw Sync pick up a similar lineup. I believe it was yesterday where they had Hellbringer and Pearl, and they actually, I think, both ended up laning in the long lane. So that's a
Hmm.
possibility. However,
That's
um,
true. It was that game when, for some reason, Evil Corporation went for that weird ass offensive tri lane, and for some reason, Sync Esports were just aware of that, and they went for an offensive Hellbringer Glacius or something. Really
oh
weird.
yeah, that's true. It was against ECX yesterday, so
Yeah, they
similar,
Sync
same
won that
series.
series.
Right.
2-1.
So yeah, we got ECX picking up the Sandwraith as their final pick here, and there is one portal key candidate so far. Sandwraith is pretty good against the Behemoth if he can get to that mock to be able to cancel that portal key.
Yeah, I mean, you watched the last series, I assume?
Yeah, definitely. The Resta Stone did a ton of work and thus ended the game actually rather quickly.
Oh yeah, he was level 21 at I can't recall what minute that was, but it was early. It was really early. Yeah, 29-minute mark. He was level 21 Samuraf with almost a Staff of the Master. He had a Restoration Stone, the Mock, and literally like just 1 versus 5 the entire enemy team. Maybe not entirely by himself, but obviously strong team effort. There we go, Dr. Repulsor. Almost a little bit questionable to me, or almost a little bit surprising to me. Dr. Repulsor doesn't necessarily feel like it has the best fit with those heroes. I don't know, I would have expected some kind of melee carry when I see Hellbringer and Pearl and the Behemoth, like some kind of push, like we are normally seeing esports play, you know, with Ophelia, getting those towers early on, slapped, you know, in the forest, but this looks a little bit different. I wonder if this could potentially be a Dr. Repulsor even in the forest. Is that even a possibility nowadays?
It definitely is, especially seeing as how it is lapped. Picking it up here, I know he's a big fan of running Doctor in the jungle, and um, he's also made claims that he actually likes it against heroes like Parasite, I believe, because he feels that Doctor is actually one of the junglers that deals well with aggressive man-ups, seeing as how you do have a magnetic contraption that can do a lot of damage in the early game. Um, But it definitely could still be a core doctor played by Haxorn. It's a good pickup, I think, in this scenario because they're drafting a lot of aggressive heroes, and I think they just want to apply a lot of pressure to the Sandwraith, which was picked up fairly early in the picking stage. So, um, as of right now, I do like the doctor pickup, and I think it's going to be pretty impactful, depending on the last two picks, of course, for ECX here.
Alright, we're just gonna have to wait and see. I wonder if it is indeed going to be that offensive dual lane once more, as you were talking about for Sync Esports. Both teams using up all their extra time, and it's running short. It's going to be Deadwood in the mid lane, I would assume, going up versus the Hellbringer in that case.
Yeah, I mean it could definitely still be an offlane Deadwood with a mid load stone. That's definitely a potential. But I think they might look to put Deadwood mid as he would most likely get more farm, and also Lodestone would be able to get more experience in the long lane as well. So could be looking at the mid here. Deadwood is also fairly good at locking down Doctor if he can catch him in the Rotten Grasp. Um, with a start off of like the face hug from Parasite or the rocket drill stun. So if Deadwood can catch Dr. Repulsor, he should be able to take him down once he picks up that portal key. And we see the Midas making it all the way to the very end, and that will be the final pick for Sync.
Yeah, that's beyond me. The fact that Midas actually makes it all the way to the last pick. It's not even touched in the secondary banning stage. Like both teams just agree on letting it pass, and that's, I don't know. I feel like this hero is one of the stronger ones on the scene right now, and for it to be picked up fifth. Wait, was Wild Soul blind or banned at all?
Wasn't touched this game.
Wasn't touched. I guess you could understand that with both Deadwood and Lodestone on the board. Obviously, very strong heroes versus the Wild Soul, but no forced hero for the side of Sync Esports. That's the main that's the main focus here in this game here.
Yeah,
How are
and
they going to lane?
we do see Haxorn reading up on the Doctor, so it's going to be a one-role Doctor with a secondary support, I believe, Behemoth here. Zlapt is playing the Midas, so we could see Zlapt stepping out of the jungle position this game to play a core position, with Misera moving to the 4 role. So that's interesting to point out. And final pick for ECX was Glacius as their support option.
No, please no.
You're not a fan of Glacius?
No, I hate him.
I believe they ECX picked him up with the Sandwraith
Yeah, they
in one of
did.
the games earlier today.
Last game, they
And
actually won with it.
the one thing I will point out about the Glacius this game is that they are running um, a lot of heroes that they have two strength heroes and a Sandwraith who you could argue don't really have the biggest mana pools. So having even like 1 or 2 points in that chilling presence aura will definitely help these heroes to
You know what it
uh,
is? I
what's that?
figured it out.
To
I
freeze them
broke the
alphas?
code. No, that was not what I was thinking about, but I guess that
Okay.
works as well. 10 seconds. No, I was thinking about something else.
Uh-huh.
Restoration Stone on the
On
Samref. That's why. They want
Oh, for the
Samref to
mana
get a
pool.
fast restoration stone so that he can use them both, and therefore he needs the Glaciers for the mana pool.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you pick up a Glacius, it's really nice when you have like heavy strength lineups because those heroes just don't have big mana pools, and Glacius is fantastic for that. And as far as the Malphus goes, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it doesn't work the full duration on. Um, I don't know if it's like ultimates or whatnot, but I'm pretty sure like Wild Soul Boo Boo for one, like I don't think the freeze
Last
works
10
full
seconds.
duration on that ability, so I'm not sure how it works on Malphus particularly. I want to say it doesn't last like a neutral creep for 10 or whatever seconds it does
Hmm.
last for.
Yeah, I think you are right in that statement. I don't think I've ever seen a Malphas actually frozen for 10 seconds.
Hmm.
Not that I can think of right now, at least. But Masera loads back into the game, so we should be ready here to get
Yeah,
going.
excited for what should be a really good series. Sync versus ECX Grand Finals. Really pumped.
Yeah, two of the teams that's... Oh, never mind. What am I saying? This this is an entirely new sync lineup. All the players, at least, have been around for the longest of time. And during Home Tour Season 3, it was indeed Sync Esports versus Evil Corporation that most of the time ended up in those grand finals. Now during Season 4, it's been a little bit different. You guys in Complexity Gaming has been taking two series, or two cycles. Cycle 1 and...
Three.
Is it 1 and 3?
1 and 3, fresh winning, cycle 2.
That is indeed.
So we're gonna have a new champion for this cycle, definitely.
So
And,
a lot of variety.
Yep, it's been a good season so far. A lot of competition.
Yeah, and after this, we're halfway through the 8 cycles. Not entirely sure how the points are going to be looking, but I would dare to say that Sync Esports are indeed gonna pass you guys and take that number 1 spot.
I haven't looked at the points. I think it'll be pretty close, depending on how Sync finishes off the cycle. Something to point out is Parasite does pick up the boots, and I think the reason for doing that is he's expecting some sort of a man up here from the side of Sync, seeing as how they do have the Behemoth in that 4 position. So no camps have been blocked yet from Sync's side, but I do like the pickup from Takefed here because he does suspect that there could be the potential of a man up. And as we can see on our screen, there are 3 heroes here on Sync's side headed toward the top lane. So we are going to see an aggressive tri lane.
Yeah, Dr. Pulsar on top of all in that tri lane. And yeah, I mean, first of all, Dr. Pulsar, when he was nerfed, or when they nerfed his out attack range down to 450, somewhere before DreamHack. Before that point, he was normally ran in dual lanes from time to time, but after that change, he like kind of disappeared and is more or less only played in like the safe lane nowadays. But they're actually going to give him a try here in an offensive tri lane, so it's going to be interesting to see how it works out. And one of the reasons for why you run the tri lane is not necessarily only to keep Samref away from farm or to give Dr. Repulsor farm. It's also a very good option in case you're confident in your solo laners actually winning their lanes. And well, Midas should have a good time versus a Lodestone, but in the mid lane we see Hellbringer versus a Deadwood and a Glacius. That seems pretty damn dangerous to me.
Yeah, Hellbringer is going to be okay for a little while here, but as soon as the Glacius hits level 2 and the Deadwood gets 1 or 2 points into the Rotten Grasp, they can most likely take Hellbringer down with simply just the lockdown that the 2 heroes have together. And we see Pearl making a rotation here into the mid lane, so we're going to have 2 ranged heroes against the Glacius and Deadwood, which I think is going to benefit the Legion side here, seeing as how they will be able to apply a lot of pressure to Deadwood.
Yeah, I think they realize that Pearl needs to be here, and oh, the grasp just on the edge. That's going to be the difference between a kill and a getaway right there as Embrace picks up the first blood.
Yeah, and Tankafed doing what he's really good at, always applying a lot of pressure to the lanes very early on into the game and guaranteeing a bloodlust for the Deadwood here in the mid lane. So really nice job from Tankafed.
Yep, and now we got this near. Be careful, you don't want to go too far. He should probably be fine.
It's gonna be really close.
Ooh.
Yeah, if that was a level 2 demonic wave, that would have been a dead Glacius. So
and he's still gonna be ballsy and run down here and actually grab the haste rune as well. At least that's gonna speed up his recovery as he gets back to the fountain a little bit faster. But yeah, now we got a Behemoth and a Doctor Repulsor in the top lane. That's not really the best of lanes. I mean, Behemoth trying to box out the Samurf a little bit here, but yeah.
yeah, they're not gonna really stop Sandwraith from getting the levels. It's more so they're just gonna guarantee Behemoth getting experience, as well as guaranteeing Doctor farm over the Sandwraith. So it's okay, I think, that Behemoth is up here. Simply due to levels on the hero being very important. And
oh, another one in the mid lane, by the way. Tankafed keeping the pressure up. Unfortunately, the Rotten Grasp is not going to be able to connect. The question is it even going to matter? Deadwood, they might be able to get a return kill. I think they will. That's a lot of damage. They are going to be able to finish off Pearl finally, but now Glacius is in trouble as well. I think that Tankefet has to jump out and actually apply the slow to Hellbringer, but so far he hasn't. There's the Fissure available from Behemoth as well. Is he going to use it? No, he's gonna miss the Glacius. He's gonna trap Sibbe into the Parasite, and Health Pot applied right there from Masera. Is this actually going to be an escape? No, here comes Deadwood. Now Behemoth is in trouble as well. No mana, of course, for the fish or for the leech, but might not matter. Ah, damn, that was an unfortunate Fissure right there.
Yeah, that was really close to Hellbringer actually making it out alive. It was a nice job with the health potion from Masera actually keeping Zibe up for just a few seconds longer, and they actually almost got a return kill on the Parasite as well. So some really close early skirmishes going on already. A lot of action.
Yeah, but as soon as Imba Boy gets level 6 up here, then of course he's going to be able to take part of that action. And the same can be said about Haxran, because Dr. Repulsor obviously can fly a certain distance at least, as soon as he gets his ultimate. So I would assume that this game is indeed gonna continue being action-packed throughout.
Top lane, Parasite in a Minotaur, gonna try to go for this Doctor here.
That's a lot of out-attack damage from Imba Boy as well. Is it going to be enough for a return kill? Haxorn with the plays is not going to be able to finish off Samrev before he drops, so he's not going to get any experience from it, but at least he gets the counter kill. Good man up right there.
Yeah, that Behemoth timing coming up into the top lane was like perfect, because if he hadn't been there with that fissure to block off the Minotaur, Sandwraith would have lived in this scenario. So really nice job from Masera, guaranteeing at least a return kill onto the Sandwraith in exchange for Doctor's life.
Yeah, I'm looking here at the bot lane now a little bit as well. Midas versus the Lodestone. It actually seems like Lodestone is almost winning this lane. He's ahead in experience, and he's, well, he's a little bit behind in terms of last hitting, but still expected Midas almost to be able to get a little bit more in those last hits. But I guess it's quite difficult to actually box out Lodestone at the same time, not only with that passive ability, the Lodestone plates, but also with the Iron Buckler, of course.
Yeah, Midas is just really good 1v1 against melee heroes, simply due to the harass and the high base damage.
Thought the Mirage is going to be used in the mid lane, the Grasp, the collapse once more, even going to prevent the port from finishing right there. Tankefed is playing really damn well in this game, number 1 here, with the Parasite. 340 gold per minute already.
Yeah, you can tell that ECX is riding off the momentum that they just came finishing the last series. They were actually down, I think they were down 1-0, and they made the series comeback, so they're definitely riding off momentum. And I'm rambling on. Zlap gets picked off in the bottom lane. Don't know if you caught that on camera or not.
I did. Shatterstorm was used in a previous sequence. Didn't get a kill right there, but Tankefed coming in, securing the kill anyway. And now mid lane Deadwood Glacius is here as well. There's a Word of Revelation placed by Masera. The bottle up though, yeah, this might come to... There might be a turnaround. Is it going to hit? It's close. Good attempt, but not enough. Maybe they should have waited for the Parasite to actually hit the Leech before they committed. Slap is here as well. Going to be able to force Parasite out of the creep at least. They are still going to commit as well. No face hug, but the Leech is available. And there is the Malfast. Whoa, he disjointed the stun. Jumping into the creep at the same second.
That was really well played by Tanka, timing that Infest right before the Malfast hits him. That would have been a dead Parasite for sure. So a little unfortunate there for Sync.
That was just one of those moments. Similar to the one that we had yesterday when there was a Dr. Repulsor flying in his ultimate and he like gripped someone that portal keyed at the same time, and it was just like the longest grip ever. Also one of those hilarious moments that sometimes happens.
Did Imba Boy die meanwhile we were watching mid in the top lane?
I guess he must have. Yeah, I guess he must have. He's
we missed that kill, so nice job from Hax and Serenia taking out Imba Boy. And we have a Veiled Rot on Behemoth here. They're going to go for Sandwraith yet again.
Whoa, I'm surprised that didn't...
Yeah, wasn't he in range there to break this?
He was, but I guess he didn't see Samrev.
Yeah, he must have just...
He still doesn't see him. He's looking for him, I'm pretty sure, but...
Yeah, there has to be some sort of a vision issue between both heroes. Otherwise, the smoke should have been broke in this case.
Yeah, it is a night time, so I guess that wasn't the difference.
Must be the the vision.
They're not gonna get the kill because of it, at least.
And right though, he might run into them. Nope, he has an
What?
idea.
How did he walk over that cliff?
I believe the sand was used.
Was it? I didn't see the effect of the
I don't know
animation
either.
and the whole
There's some
full
funky
mana.
stuff going on in this game.
What the hell? He just walked straight up. Is that something that you can do with the unit, or what the hell is it
Mid
called?
lane, Deadwood has a haste in his bottle. Midas gonna spot him out here.
He
So
should
he's
be
just gonna
fine.
pop the haste and probably retreat.
Yeah, he's gonna pop the haste and then he's gonna linger behind. Glacius though needs to be careful not to take a combo to the face.
Slap's gonna...
First one, no, unfortunately it's gonna miss. Why is he playing the Christmas one though? It's not December yet. Come on, chill.
I think I've seen Zlap use this skin before. Probably just his preference, but gotta agree with you. It's still a little early for the holidays.
Freaking stores already in the mall and all starting up with their freaking Christmas songs and all, driving me crazy every single year. But there's a pause. Dun, 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 dun. It's almost as we should play some Christmas song. It's in the break. Here afterwards. Jingle bell, jingle bell.
We do have Hellborn sitting at a 1,000, about 1,000 lead. 9 minutes into the game, so very close game. Haxord is the top farmer in the game at the moment, sitting at 347. However, the next top 3 farmers for ECX are doing very well, the Lodestone Parasite and the Deadwood. So
I think the biggest difference as well is that if you compare the secondary support, like the Parasite and the Behemoth.
Yeah, definitely. Parasite, Tankafit playing the Parasite has done a fantastic job so far this game, sitting at 1-0 and 5, 9 minutes in. Definitely creating a lot of space for his team.
Okay, pause. Going away, and once more, we are at the 9-minute mark currently. And Sibbe's ultimate is...
Parasite.
Where's Parasite? I can't see him. Oh, in the forest, the Fisher is trying to block. Oh my god, it's sidestep from Tankafat. Is he actually blocked in there? No, in the trees. The Shatterstorm, then Mirage as well. They're gonna turn it around. Here comes Sibbe with the Malphas though. Is Tankafat going to be able to get out of there? No, he's not. Meanwhile, in the background though, Sibbe is going to pick it off. Haxon is gonna join the party as well. This is a full team fight. 10 players down here in the Legion Force right now. There's the Willow Keeper as well onto Slapper. The Pearl. Whoa, Pearl is already level 6 actually. Getting a lot of experience right there. Now Deadwood might be able to juke himself out of there. I think he should be able to escape, and it's going to end in a 2-2 trade.
Oh wow, I'm actually not sure how long the freeze lasted, but it seemed fairly long on the Malphas there, so
5 seconds.
Okay.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm guessing.
Actually, I don't think that was a full 10, but yeah.
It can't be. No, I don't think it was 10, no, but it
it
like
seemed
it was
like
more
a long
than 2
time,
seconds
but
at least.
yeah. Anyway, so what did we have? Was it a 2 for 2?
Yeah, it was a 2
we
for
had
2
the
in
Behemoth
the
and the
end.
Hellbringer go down in exchange for the Parasite and the Lodestone. So, fairly even exchanges.
Yeah, Embray is closing in on that Polky timing. He got a Willow Keeper on cooldown for another 45 seconds, but as soon as he does, he's going to have a Polky to time it with. And then you need to be careful if you're Sibbe. He has the Ring of the Teacher though, so nice heads up right there. That's going to take away a little bit of the Willow Keeper physical damage at least. Top lane, yep, they are going to get the deny on the tower, but he is going to have to pay with his life. And Imboboy certainly not having the kind of start that he had in the previous series.
Yeah, he's been really addressed early on here by Sync, but in return, it's created a lot of space for his early game playmakers to pick up their portal keys in the next couple of minutes and look to make plays with that.
Yeah,
and,
nobody really taking up too much farm though, like so far. I mean, it is Haxor, as you mentioned, 360 gold per minute, but apart from that, like, it's only Embray as well that's actually above 300 gold per minute. So a little bit of a slow start here for everyone in this game.
Yeah, it's been a very action-packed game, so not a whole lot of farming going on by either sides, thus a very plateaued
Bottom,
GPM
the
chart.
Shatterstorm going to be activated. He's going to go in on the kill onto Masera. Is he going to get it? He is. He might have to pay for his pay for it with his life, though. Yep. Slap's going to get the kill, so unfortunately for Sane, he had the right idea, but unfortunately he failed to realize that Midas was close by, looking to set up a kill onto him. So one-on-one trade, and I guess that favors the Legion team a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely does favor the Legion team, seeing as how the Behemoth is farming about 100 GPM less than the Lodestone. And it does give a kill to Midas, who had a very strong laning phase, but wasn't getting out of control, as we have seen. And Deadwood going to go in with the new Blink, with the Sandwraith ulti, going to take down Midas. Nice kill.
There's a lot of ports happening,
X.
by the way, to the left or to the bot tower. 3 players down here from the Legion side, but unfortunately they're not going to be able to get a return kill.
Yeah, so that's a lot of resources invested by Sync, unfortunately not to get a return kill.
Tankafet now as well, closing in on that first puzzle box timing, or first puzzle box recipe. Level 1, it seems like they're gonna be looking to set up a kill here on Haxner as well. They need to hit the drill. And are they? It seems like they are going to be successful. Haxron going down. Steam Boots and Arcana. It's not going for any build-up items whatsoever. Is that... Do you agree with that? Going for the Arcana here straight after the Steam Boots?
Personally, I think I would like to see an icon simply because of the very teamfight heavy nature of their lineup, as well as being up against a significant amount of burster from the Hellborn side. So I do think the Hellflower as his first item choice is going to leave him very vulnerable to getting bursted down. But I think what Haxton's thought process or reasoning for doing so is that he feels he needs to be a damage dealing hero in this game. But I think if he does, or had he chosen to gone for the icon, I think they would definitely have a lot of damage early game with, as I'm rambling on, Glacius gets picked off and they do get the bot tower. But
Not
I think
entirely sure, yeah, what Nier was doing right there.
Yeah, I think he maybe was trying to deny the tower, but I think they would have enough damage, at least in the early game, with the supporting cast heroes behind the Doctor that they do have. So I mean that's what I think. I think he should have went for the icon, but he's choosing to go for the Hellflower here.
Yeah, I agree. Like either the icon or, oh my gosh, Embrace going to be picked off as well. So got his portal key, but unfortunately that's not going to be able to save him this time, as 4 people collapse on top of him, getting the kill. At least this gives the Hellborn team the opportunity to start pushing the top tower. We can see Sane here with a portal key of his own, kind of like acting as a bodyguard right now for his brother and carry player.
Yeah, and Malphus is up for like another 30 seconds or so, so the Sync side is gonna be able to put a lot of damage into this secondary tower, and I think they are gonna get it in the end.
Unless they have a fortification, they don't. Sane ported with the intention to set something up, but it was unfortunately already too late.
Yeah, just not able to react in time. And Lodestone does pick up a portal key at the 15-minute mark, so they have 2 portal keys now to work with on top of the Parasite picking up the puzzle box. So a lot of core items already being picked up by ECX. And a nice job getting the deny in the top lane on Sync's side here.
That it is. Veiled Rot onto Deadwood now, looking for something, still only running through his own force though, so I'm not entirely sure what he's expecting to find here. I'm gonna see if there's someone once again. It seems like their Evil Corporation is clearly thinking that someone is about to gank Sanref constantly.
Yeah. So now that ECX has picked up most of their core items on their supporting cast, they pretty much need to either look to set up plays with those portal keys or look to bait the Sandwraith while he's farming. I think those are the 2 approaches that they could go for. And Behemoth actually closing in on his portal key 200 away. Midas just picked up his a couple of minutes ago. And Zibe picks up a tablet on the hub.
Oh, here we go, top lane, Wheeler Keeper, and dead. That combination, like, this freaking hero, the Mirage ability, it's so damn powerful. Like, all that you need is like one hero with a freaking portal key, like Lodestone, Deadwood, even a Parasite, plus the Mirage, and you literally got a free kill.
As long as Sandwraith can catch heroes alone by themselves, he's able to put in a lot of auto attack damage with that deserted leveled up. So Definitely like once he can catch people alone, the pickoff potential with one other hero, as you said, is very high.
Yeah, Evil Corporation definitely showing us right here. Immoboy, I'm not entirely sure if he has lost with this hero quite yet in Hunter Season
Shatterstorm
4.
bottom lane, about to go down to the doctor.
Haxer, and oh my god, the Pearl ultimate just out of range, unfortunately, right there. I mean, Serenia had to try. Like, if he would have waited one more second to try to make that last distance and actually get Haxer inside, then it would have already been dead. So that was the only option right there. So really good attempt, at least, by Serenia. Not quite enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely can't fault him for at least trying, even though it did in the end come up a little bit short of saving hacks there. Um, but a nice job from ECX, making sure to focus down the doctor as he is very close to finishing his Hellflower.
I mean, as we can see right there as well, I mean, the Hellflower that we were talking about earlier, like, not going for any build-up items whatsoever, no Grave Locket, no Icon, no Glowstone, nothing like that. Just Lodestone himself is able to finish or pick off the Legion's carry. And that's not really optimal, to say the least. I can understand why Haxorn is going for this Hellflower build, because they want to put a lot of pressure on, but even if he gets it, even if he jumps in and gets a kill with it, like, the possibility
Yeah,
that the Hellborn team gets a
there
return kill onto him is quite damn high.
we're gonna see action top lane. We have a smoked or an Invis Deadwood and a Behemoth with a portal
Yep.
key.
The grasp and the
Doctor.
kill. He's not gonna get away from that one, unfortunately. Masera making or doing his very best to try to save him. It's not going to be enough though. Sibbe is up here though, so is the Pearl, so they are at least going to get a return kill onto Embrace, but that's just the initiator for their carry. Slap's
Yeah.
actually going for Alchemist Bones though, and there is a tower pick or tower kill in the mid as well by Tanka.
Yeah, so that exchange definitely favoring ECX, and on top of that, they get a tier 1 tower in the mid lane with the catapult parasite.
And
But
the
yeah, as you
Hellbringer
pointed
ultimate
out,
was used.
yeah, so that's another 2 minutes and change that they don't have Malphus for. And as you did point out, Alchemist Bones was picked up by Slapped here on the Midas, so they're gonna have at least some way of dealing with Parasite in catapults, as they didn't have a way of getting him out previously. So I like the pickup here, definitely by Slap.
Yep, going for the carry Midas. 365 gold per minute, so Slapped has certainly recovered. Much thanks to the fact that Evil Corporation like simply don't care about him to a certain extent. All they're really focusing on right now is shutting down Haxor and is preventing him from getting that Hellflower, preventing him from taking off. As long as they do prevent Haxor from getting any kind of farm, I feel like they are really comfortable in taking this game into the later stages.
Yeah, and it's especially important seeing as how Sync did pretty much the same thing to Imbo Boy at the start of the game, putting a lot of attention on the Sandwraith. So ECX doing the same in response. So both carries thus sitting at just a little over 300 GPM 20 minutes in. Sword of the High was picked up by Sandwraith. He is about 1,000 gold away from his mark.
No, Slap's not gonna jump with the Alchemist Bones and take over the Heavy Ballista at least. I guess he feared the support.
I think I think he believed there was a bait coming out from the side of ECX, and then on top of that, they do have the Sandwraith Mirage, which could be a very big counter initiate had they been there. Deadwood in the trees bottom lane might look to go for a pickoff.
Lodestone in the mid as well. Behemoth, yeah, got his Paul key. But what, like, the wards from near side or the wards from Evil Corporation are spot on. They're spotting literally every move that Sync Esports is doing right now. So I'm not entirely sure what you would do if you're in the Legion's position. Like, do you want to group up and try to push a tower? What do you do when Hellflower is finished on Dr. Repulsor?
It's a very tough call because they constantly have to deal with Tankafet split pushing side lanes with the catapult. And at the same time, they can't only kill him with just the Midas. They need to have either the Doctor or the Behemoth there to do enough damage to lock down Parasite. But then if those heroes aren't setting up to gank the Sandwraith, then they don't really have enough to take him down, I feel. So they are in kind of a tough spot. and they don't really have like a tower forcing hero, kind of like how ECX does have the catapulting parasite, which has created a lot of space so far for them.
Yeah, they're
So
running
thus,
together as 4 people right now.
yeah, thus we see them grouped up and very afraid of getting picked off by heroes like Sandwraith and Deadwood, and even Parasite could potentially be in a stealth hunter. So although they do see him mid in a catapult.
Yeah, dangers lurking around every corner right now if you're a Legion team. But Tankafet, yeah, playing a little bit too far up right there. A little bit too ballsy. The Mauler is... Okay, it's going to hit Hellbringer. The dot damage finishing it off.
Bot lane, I don't think he can go for this by himself,
No,
as
look at
he's
the
not level
background though,
11.
Shatterstorm. Or not Shatterstorm, but Lodestone. With the invisibility rune, are they looking to turn this one around? They're gonna go on Behemoth here at least. And there is the Mirage as well. The Hellbringer ultimate is going to be used. The Rocket Drill misses, but it's still going to be enough to get a kill onto Sibbe. As
Oh,
Behemoth is gonna be able to port out at least. Shatterstorm activated as well. He's gonna blink in. He's gonna try to turn it around on Slap. Imboboy though is going to fall, but now Pearl is in trouble as well. This is 3 for 2 so far in favor of our Hellborn team.
yeah, and they were able to take down the Sandwraith, which was a very big kill for them, as well as the Parasite, who is the top farmer on the Hellborn side. So two really big kills for Sync's side, and Haxorn is still alive. So
Yeah,
I
it
think,
is. He wasn't part of the fight. He was actually out of mana, so I think he was in the base or something.
yeah. So even though they did, I think it was a 3 for 2 in the end. I think that is not the worst trade if you're Sync at this point.
Hmm. Let's see here. Doctor Repulsor, 1k saved up now. Is this the shrunken head? Because in that case, we should see a
Yeah.
mighty brand.
He
As with
kind of told us with the Mighty Blade pickup, but definitely the right choice, seeing as how he does go for the Hellflower as his first item. He's gonna go in here onto the Glacius and gonna get a regen. What a nice spawn! Right
wonderful.
after he takes him down.
Couldn't be more perfect than that, and he's gonna use it to move himself down to the bot lane and continue farming. Or never mind, he's not. He's just gonna fly around a little bit. He's gonna go to the forest instead. But yeah, okay. So we got the Mark of Brilliance on Imboboy right now, and if we take a look at the gold per minute chart, it is almost identical. Both teams looks really damn similar at this point. So my question to you is like, who does the late game favor, Legion or Hellborn?
Um, I think it really comes down to how much farm both the Parasite and the Midas get, because I think those two heroes are basically like the secondary. You could call them almost like secondary carries for their teams in a way, um, because there's a lot of really good backline in this game from heroes like the Behemoth, the Lodestone, the Hellbringer, the Deadwood. They're all really great heroes
Midas
behind
in
solo
trouble
core
now,
lineups.
and Sibbe is in trouble as well. The Shatterstorm is going off, but it's a little bit late. He's still got the Polky though. Is he gonna jump for Slap as well? Oh my god, reaction from Slap. Spot on. But still, 2 people down for the Legion side, and now the Hellborn team might look to go for Kongor?
Yeah, they have Puzzle Box up on Parasite, so he's just gonna hop in the Mauler, and they're gonna be able to take this down with the Abyssal Skull. Um, but yeah, to answer your question about late game, I would say it's pretty close. However, I think you got to give it to ECX, seeing as how they are running the Sandwraith in this game.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the case as
And
Kongor falls.
we're most likely gonna see Imboboy go for that Resto Stone, which he's very what do I try to say? Like noted for going.
Confident?
Yeah,
Comfortable with? Or
yeah, comfortable with
experience?
going. Yeah, you know what I mean. But
I do.
I think that Resto Stone is gonna do a lot of work, just like we saw in the earlier series.
We will. Yeah, I mean, the Legion team overall, all pretty damn squishy. Behemoth might be a strength hero, Midas might be a strength hero, but all of them relatively squishy. So getting Mark of
Yeah, but
Brilliance, level 3
he doesn't have
Mirage,
any
and
stats, so he is a strength hero, but he's almost kind of like he's not at the moment with the way he's built his hero.
yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's going to cause a lot of trouble at least. And if you then have a Parasite, a Deadwood, and a Lodestone that all has the potential for a lot of burst damage, then it's going to be incredibly difficult if you're the Legion team. And if he then gets the Staff of the Master on top of that, as he were looking to do in the last series,
Yeah,
yeah.
then Sandwraith isn't even going to be able to fly around once he gets ported in on because he's
Oh,
just going to
mid
get
lane, by
feared.
the way, they're gonna jump in with a Mirage straight away. Is Tankovic actually going to be able to survive this? It looks like he is. And instead it's going to be the Legion team that drops 2 players. And it is the most important players in their team as well. It's Haxran on the Dr. Pulsar and the Midas played by Slapped. So,
Yeah, two really nice pickoffs by ECX, and I think we're gonna see a mid tower push here. And there's not really a whole lot that I think Sync can really do to stop this. But ECX for some reason, I think they're respecting the behemoth. Maybe they fear a buyback from both Midas and Doctor, so they don't want to make any risky plays, choosing to just farm out the jungle instead and steal some farm.
yeah, there
Top lane.
is...
Parasite's trying to find Hellbringer. He knows he's here. It's just a matter of trying to find him.
Is he gonna give... No, is he gonna give up? Sibbe? Deadwood here as well. No port for Hellbringer, but it seems like he is going to be alright as it comes right there delivered to him.
Yeah, I would love to see Tanka hold on to a dust, not due to being against any invis heroes, but just for vision purposes. Whenever you play heroes like Parasite, where all your abilities are single target, it's always nice to have that clear vision available to be able to lock somebody down. Uh, at least that's what I like to do when I play Parasite. Takafet definitely a fantastic Parasite player himself, and he does pick up a bulwark here, so another team item picked up for ECX. Gonna further make it even harder for Sync to out team fight them now.
Yeah, get a shrunken head on your heroes now, and there's literally no way that you're ever going to die in a team fight. Unless, of course, the Legion team catches you first before you get a chance to activate it, but
Yep.
looking scary for Sync Esports, to say the least.
So
As
we
we...
have a minute and 40 left on the token for Sandwraith right now. He is, I want to say, I think he hasn't picked up the Sustainer yet, but if he has, he's very close to his resto. Um, I want to say he doesn't have it, seeing as how he's only 430 GPM. So I think that ECX is going to choose to just use this token to farm and instead further their lead. And I think that was the resto actually. So
Oh, he
that
finished
looks,
it.
yeah,
Bot
that looks to be what
lane,
they were waiting for.
by the
And that's
way.
going to be really scary now for
Yeah, they're
Sync.
gonna be able to get this kill on Slapped if he stays for one more creep, but he is going to fall back. And there's support coming in as well. Another 1 minute left now on the token.
What's your, I want to know your take on near picking up a Void Talisman against this Legion team. I find it pretty funny. I don't think it's really going to serve
Yeah.
him that much use, seeing as how there's so much magic damage and a lot of AoE at that as well.
That... Yeah, yeah, I have absolutely no idea actually what that is all about. Void Talisman is like the least, or the last item I would actually pick up versus his Legion team.
Yeah, in my opinion, I'd much rather see him pick up like a Bracer and a Vestments, and I think that would help him survive if anything longer. But he feels he can maybe do some outplaying of some auto attacks maybe with the
Yeah,
Void.
there's always
So
the possibility for some big plays or some
definitely.
juking or baiting or similar with items like the Void Talisman. Is
Yeah,
that an...
so we'll criticize it, but we'll say that he knows what he's doing and he's gonna outplay everyone because that's the way I like to look at things.
Mhm. We are gonna find out in the near future, at least, as this game is probably, or it feels like it's going to be decided here in the next couple of 5 to 10 minutes at least. I don't think the Legion team can last much longer unless they make something happen, unless they make a move. Because
Yeah,
if Imboboy gets another item, I feel like it's going to be too damn difficult for them to simply make a stand.
I think at this point in the game, with the lead and the current state, it really is just going to come down to the initiation factor. If team fights go smoothly and people use their abilities correctly, ECX should, I think, wipe the fight. If it's a little sloppy on their end and they get, hit with a big transmute into Shockwave with a Hellbringer Malphite sitting on top of them, there's definitely the potential of a big team fight for six. So although